Hey everyone, my name is Raquel and this is Deanna. We are Ladies That Lift trainers. I'm the owner and founder of Ladies That Lift, and Deanna is our Ladies That Lift trainer at LTL. So today, Deanna is actually at the studio and I'm at home. So we're going to discuss what the goals are for the end of the year. So we want to decompress it and we want to make it easier for you to understand how to achieve your goal even better. So bear with us. We're going to break down a few goals today. Dee, I might just get you to leeway into how we came up with this topic.
Yeah, cool. So we came up with this topic and this new series through...
Speak louder, Dee. Speak louder. Sorry.
Oh.
I forgot this is recording.
Sorry. So we came up with this concept just by having a discussion of how women are towards their goals at this time of the year, especially leading up to summer and wanting to be summer body ready and have a summer body. And, you know, most of this time, women kind of go into panic mode before summer. They do extreme diets, They train 6+ days a week, and
Cardio.
They go in hard,
Everything.
trying to achieve their goal. So we came up with a concept called You Don't Hate Summer, You Just Hate Feeling Uncomfortable During Summertime. And obviously with the weather being a lot warmer, there's more social events, there's less kind of clothing, you're showing your body a little bit more. And that can kind of inflict a little bit of insecurity and then therefore make women, like I said before, go into that panic mode and then have the all or nothing mindset. And we want to steer clear from that. So we came up with a training blueprint that we'll be going through every week and breaking down different topics and give you girls and women out there listening just a better approach on how you can go about successfully achieving your goal.
Yeah, more sustainable approach. That's what Ladies That Lift really truly at the end of the day is about, the sustainability. Our ethos is really around making sure that our clients are able to sustain what they are doing, and nothing that we're teaching our clients here is something that is unrealistic. Clients will always have goals, and I guess this is why our first topic for this 4-part series is goal setting, because anyone out there who's watching who's not a client of ours will not have someone like this. So, you know, it's important to have people that maybe in your circle that you're following and you want to know more about us. This is something that we do harp on with our clients. If you're not clear on your goal, it is probably going to be really hard to achieve, and also you won't realize maybe all the little things and intricacies, or you might be aware, but subconsciously you might be self-sabotaging as well your goal. So we hope that what we provide today cuts that straight through the middle, and you just get a bit better understanding of what you need to do. And we're gonna start already. I'm already talking about it. So when at the beginning of my journey in personal training, I was working in a mentorship program. I was in a mentorship program at Enterprise Fitness, and I always talk about them because I've had the best experience for my journey as a personal trainer. And Mark Atobri taught me the Be, Do, Have model. I think it's called the model. And it's basically you start with the end in mind. You start with the end goal and then you work backwards, and we're going to deconstruct that today. So we're going to start with a goal first, which is quite common for most people. They want to lose weight, but we're going to get a little more specific, nitty-gritty in there. We're going to talk about what it takes and who you need to be, what you need to do to have a 10-kilo weight loss. I mean, we might also break another one down, because commonly you might have goals that are, I want to run 5 kilometers, I want to lose 10 kilos, as I've said, or 20 more. You know, a lot of people do have bigger goals than just 10. I want to run around with the kids. I want to be able to keep up with my children. I want to be able to maintain the longevity of their fitness. So we're going to try deconstruct a couple today. Let's start with the 10-kilo one. Dee, I might get you to do that for us. Let's go.
Okay, cool. So a lot of clients who come to us do have a weight loss goal. So we're obviously going to talk about the result is I want to lose 10 kilos. So that is what you're wanting to achieve. And most of the time people don't really care how they get there, they just want to get there. So breaking it down, obviously, like Raquel said, is what we do straight off the bat. So things like their behaviors and their skills and skill sets is what's going to help get them to that end result. thinking of it like it's like a stepping stone. So behaviors, if they were to come to us and say, hey, I want to lose 10 kilos, behaviors will include coming to the gym. So weight training 3 times a week, minimum, is your action. Eating a healthy diet, so mainly whole foods, and limiting your processed foods, and also their steps as well. Minimum 7 to 10, depending on where the client is currently at. Obviously things change, but they are pretty laid out behaviors that you need to have to get to your goal. So that's your behavior.
I think in terms of that's the do, everyone. That's the do is about your activities, habits, behaviors, skill set. We were saying just off air before, like, you know, if you do want to lose 10 kilos and you don't know how to cook, it's probably really important that in that do section you learn how to cook. Maybe the amount of resources we have in this day and age, you can go on ChatGPT and ask it anything. It can teach you how to cook anything, right? You can go on YouTube. There's so many resources on how to cook, and if you physically need to do that, you can book yourself into a cooking class. Maybe your PT offers a service where they'll come to your house and help you shop, help you go into your fridge and look at it and go, okay, look, let's talk about the ingredients in all of these items. Like, some personal trainers do that. And I think that's going to become more and more common depending on, you know, where people are at in their journey, because people are seriously confused. So, you know, that is another layer of what skills do you need to learn. Do you need to learn how to weight lift? Like, maybe you don't have a gym membership to lose the 10 kilos, because a lot of people also just, you know, a little bit of insight, people do come to us who want to lose 10 kilos and only walk, who only want to train 1 day a week. And honestly, our conversation is, it's not realistic to lose 10 kilos in 12 weeks. It's not going to happen. And they might say, yep, that's fine, but you training 1 day a week, doing bare minimum steps, if you're not hitting that 7 to 10k, and again, at some point, that bare minimum of steps, you're going to have to push even more and more and more. It's much more effective to train in a gym 3 to 4 times a week and move your muscles and squeeze, contract, restrict the blood flow, you know, do all that nasty, amazing stuff for our body, than it is to just slam steps and slam cardio. And that's why people who do a lot of cardio don't end up sustaining their 10 kilo weight loss, because you have to do so much of it, and it's also freaking boring. So that's the do. So what Dee said about those activities, those gym markers, that would be something you're looking at. The other point of this that Dee didn't touch on is lifestyle stuff. How much water are you drinking? You need to probably drink 3 liters of water minimum. You might need to go to bed earlier so that your hormones and your mood and the way your body digests food is better. A lot of people don't get enough rest, so they wake up in the morning and their mood's all over the place. They rely on caffeine. So these are some actions, activities, skills, behaviors. Do you have anything to add?
Yes. A lot of the time when framing a goal, when a client is coming in and they wanting to achieve this goal, and even throughout, you know, a client's lifetime with us, I will always ask them in 12 weeks time, what is, I'll use my name for example, like in 12 weeks time, what is Diana doing every day, and what does her life look like that is chipping away and achieving and going to eventually achieve that goal. And all of those markers that we just spoke about is what you have to start chipping in. If you're not already going to the gym, or if you're only going once, but Diana in 12 weeks time is going 3 times, 4 times, then those are what you're building up to. And it's essentially breaking down your big goal into littler goals, so you can get it
It's literally a to-do list.
Yeah.
Write them all down. If your goal is 10 kilos, 15 kilos, 20 kilos, write all that you need to do. I need to do every week, every day, every month. Like, what is the to-do list? What's also realistic? And chip away. Is it starting, like Dee was saying, like kind of like tapering up? Is it starting with 2 days, and then next month you're going to 3 days, and then the month after maybe it's 3-4 days, you know, an extra day here or there. It doesn't mean you end up at 6 days. I wouldn't advocate for 6 days of training myself, but yeah, you need to have a to-do list. So who are you gonna? What are the things you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's move to the B.
Yeah.
Do you wanna keep us-
Identity.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose that will, yes, like moves nicely into what the B is, which is your identity. So
Speak
it's
louder, D.
essentially-
Sorry, come closer to
Sorry.
your computer. Yeah, it's fading.
it's essentially representing who you believe you are. So, and this is something that I really loved listening to in Mark's video about this, because it honestly is the point that is the most powerful, because it really shifts who you are at your core, and all of those stuff that you're doing. You want to lose 10 kilos, and who do you need to be? What are you doing? Shape your identity. So if you are aligning with your identity, like eating well, exercising, drinking more water, moving around, being conscious of what you're doing in your day, all your behaviors will naturally align because they are who you are at your core. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think for the audience, like this part is probably the hardest part, the being. And I feel like so many people are tapped out of who they are. And it's maybe understanding what you're doing, not doing. Who are you now? What is your being like now around food, around training? What does your psyche tell you when you're unmotivated? When you tell yourself you're supposed to go for the walk, what does your psyche do? Because it's really at the crux of your mindset and your belief in yourself. And then, like, let's give an example. So you want to lose 10 kilos, you need to train 3 to 4 times a week. Do you have to be motivated? Like a lot of people say, I need to be more motivated. But do you have to be more motivated? Not necessarily. So this is probably the one that I'd go with motivation. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
You're not always going to be motivated. So I wouldn't really be relying on that. Most of my clients would know that. Maybe you need to be more consistent, be more resilient. You need to understand that there is a difference between just trying to be motivated and get yourself at 5 a.m. Like, no, maybe choose a better time, work your time out better, get a schedule, and just be more consistent to 3 days a week of training. And through the ups and downs, be more resilient. So if it's raining, put a rain jacket on. If you're cold and you're upset and you're cranky, and you haven't gone to the gym all week, well, like 2 and 2 together. The B is truly the hardest. Like maybe it also kind of segues back into the do a little bit. Like you might need to hire someone to teach you how to cook or teach you how to move properly with the good form in the gym. So it's knowledge. So you need to be more knowledgeable. The B is probably the hardest.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to imagine like yourself with more resilience and consistency if you're kind of a little bit stuck at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good way of putting it. So if you're currently really closed off to other people's opinions, for example, or other ways of doing things, different perspectives, maybe you need to be more open and receptive to other ways of doing it. Yeah, that's a good one. I truly think the B is one you got to really think about who you are around certain things. Me and Dee were talking the other night about how much we hate changing bed sheets.
Oh god.
Right? We just have to suck it up. So who do you need to be to change the bed sheets? Because otherwise you're going to sleep on a doona. I mean, not a doona, or you could, the mattress. It feels weird to do that. You need to be more organized.
But you know what as well? It's interesting because it's just like, yeah, that was so funny. We're literally just talking about that yesterday, where it's just like you're gonna do it anyway because it's just something that you've always done. Like you're not gonna just sleep on your bed with no sheets, although we've probably done that once in our life when we were outside. But think about that once in your life versus all the other times where you've just done it because it's such like a
innate. It's just automatic.
Yeah, it's that is like ingrained in your head already.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you know, if you're sticking at stuff, you're consistent, and obviously it's consistency over intensity, where it's like those habits, they're going to be wired in your brain. Like, is it what the receptors that literally like?
Yeah, the neurons.
Yeah,
they get. The
stronger.
more you do it.
So it's like those habits those behaviors, those actions are all going to become the norm.
Yes.
And it makes it easier. It makes it easier going, throughout your life, especially when life throws stuff. You're more resilient to doing it because it's just
a habit. Once you actually have got the practice and not listening to your own mindset BS, once you've pushed through that ceiling, that barrier where your psyche's constantly telling you no, can't be bothered, once you push through that, then you get that benefit. It's all the things before that where you have to really work on it. I think in terms of B, another way to think about it is like, what's all the negative ways you think about yourself? How many times a day do you look at yourself in a mirror and go, I'm so ugly, oh, I wish this could change? Like, how many times are you being in your mind negative, picking things apart in your body? How many times a day are you constantly doing that maybe you need to change to actually be successful, to lose 10 kilos? Because when you get to 10 kilos, what if you're still not happy? So what does that person need to be? They need to be a little bit more proactive in their mind. And I feel what would be a good mindset one for someone who's like negative self-talk all the time, looking at themselves in the mirror, pulling themselves apart. You've lost 10 kilos.
I think
satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied.
Be grateful. That's a better one.
Grateful.
Be grateful for who you are and where you're at, and that you have the opportunity to change. That's also a really good one. Practice more gratitude. That can be a do, and then you just be more grateful throughout the day. Maybe you are, instead of pulling yourself apart, smile at yourself in the mirror and go, cool, we got this, and walk away. It's just these little things. I know people have different quirks, like they might click, they might, do a head twitch or something in their body or a clap that kind of gets them out of their head. There's just everyone has little quirks when the being is too negative. And I feel like some people do struggle to get themselves out of that state.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's so hard. I'm not trying to tell you that you can just change this in a day. So I get that. Do you have more to add on that goal? Have we missed anything? If anyone has a question too, once they listen to this episode, please let us know. We're more than happy to answer it. You can send your emails to helloladiesatlift@gmail.com. You can also find us on LTL_Melbourne on Instagram and www.ladiesatlift.com.au on our website. You can leave an inquiry. You can have a free introductory session. So many ways to come down and see us and connect with us.
No, I think you're pretty much covered.
Okay. Let's say someone has a goal to run 5 kilometers. What would they need to do to run 5 kilometers?
Well, all very similar to before. So they still need to be training. And obviously the training could look a little different to just your regular weight training, where you have more specific exercises catered to running, and also adding runs into their week as well, shipping towards their 5K goal.
Yep. You want to have a periodized plan as well, because if you do, let's say the goal is 5K and you currently can't run 1K, you can't just say I need to run 5 kilometers every week.
Yeah.
So it's like progressive overload with the run, a periodized plan over maybe 6 weeks. And your first 5 weeks is just adding maybe another K to the list, or maybe the first week is just like interval training, a continuous run and another jog.
Yeah.
All right, something like that. And then who does someone need to be to achieve 5 kilometers?
Well, that can look different for everybody as well. Consistency, determination as well. Obviously with running, it's so much mental than just physical as well. 100%. So really shaping your mindset as well with that. Plenty of things.
Yeah. There's heaps.
The list is endless.
I think it's so like individualized, and like when you think about certain, like I want to have this, I want, even if you think about not in fitness related, guys, like if you think about it, I want to have, let's say something stupid, I want to have $1 million by the end of the year, right? What do you need to do to have $1 million? How many sales do you need to make? And then when you talk about the B, who do you need to be? you can't just be someone who doesn't show up, right? If you think about the extreme lens of something like that, maybe it might put it more into perspective of what are the things that person, if you look at your people who you inspire to be, right? If you look at the people that you're inspired by, who are they? Maybe that's also a good example that you could look at. You know, what do they do? Maybe you don't copy everything because maybe it doesn't suit your lifestyle. Maybe they're younger than you, they don't have kids. You know, that's also a big thing for a lot of our mums. And then who do they show up for themselves? They're positive. They believe in themselves. You know, they try. I think when you think about the B, think about your beliefs in yourself too. So there's a lot. There's a lot of variance.
Yeah. I think, and even when, you know, we have women coming to us and they'll say like, I need to be fit, but that is so different for a lot of people. Like, what does it actually mean to you to be fit? Like, what does fit look like? Is it running after your kids and not being puffed out? Is it walking up a hill without being puffed out? Like, it is so individualized, and you can break down so many things for everyone, like, personally. And I think, that's the best way defining your goal. Like, it's different for everybody. Yeah.
And if it is too complicated and you're feeling stuck, just start with the end goal, but make sure it's smart. So, like, go back to SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time frame. Like, make sure that you actually have some quantitative measurement in there, whether it's the 10 kilo weight loss, whether it's a 5 kilometer run, whether it's a certain amount of money, whether it's a certain amount of connections that you make in a year, whether it's a certain amount of podcasts you've been on. Like, it needs to be a number. There needs to be a number in there in a certain amount of months, because that's going to give you time frame. And I think when it comes to time frame, specifically for weight loss, because we are going to talk about health and fitness mostly, weight loss or changing habits, give yourself more time. And this was exactly back to the point of the start of the podcast. If you rush a goal, you're only going to get a rushed result, and it's probably not going to be sustainable, and then 2, you're going to be like fighting with your own inner demons that you haven't had time to really work on. Give yourself time to change. Give yourself time to wake up in the morning. You might be used to waking up with anxiety. A lot of women are. Give yourself more time to practice behaviors and do things that relax the anxiety. It's normal to wake up feeling ready. Cortisol's high in the morning, like, it's our normal rhythm. But don't forget, have you eaten? Or are you just having caffeine, and is that going to continue that anxiety? You know, eat to settle the cortisol and also the estrogen as well. Like, give yourself something to buffer through all that stress. It's really important that you learn. So I hope that was helpful, everyone. Anything else, Dee? Last minute questions or thoughts?
No, I think we've covered it.
Cool. Okay. Well, this email will be coming out next week, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
So
pretty much a summary of what we've spoke about.
Yeah. I hope everyone loves this conversation, and we've got 4 weeks more of poddies with Dee. So I'm excited.
I know. I can't wait. Love it.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in another week. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.